I'm Grimdork. I've got COVID, which has been pretty sucky, but I'm feeling much better now, so I thought I'd better come in and talk about LVO and talk about reveals and talk about the starter box, which I wanted to talk about the other day, but I was feeling too crappy to talk about it, so I thought, yeah, I might as well talk about that now. Corsairs! So, yeah. I mean, I know that there were rumours about it. So far, a lot of the rumours, especially the rumours around Eldar stuff, have been really, really accurate. But still, I'm kind of on the fence about it. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that we're going to be getting Corsairs, and that means that they're going to come back in some sort of feasible capacity in 40k2, which is going to be awesome. But what's interesting about it is that they're their own faction, right? So far with the bespoke teams, you know, we've had commandos which are still orcs, right? We've had Blitz Corps, which are still guard. We've had novitiates, still sisters, pathfinders, still Tau, right? There's a pattern here, and Corsairs ain't fitting in them, right? I was assuming that the next Kill Team box having Eldar stuff in was going to be a bespoke Craft Worlds team that might have had some Corsairs in it, which was like, it's kind of like, that's interesting, but it still could be cool, right? Which I guess that's, you know, the way it's going to work. But it's an interesting choice in that they're not, right, you take Craft Worlds and you take Drukhari. Yes, they're both Eldar, but they couldn't be more different from each other. And, you know, Corsairs don't fit into either of those categories. They're a thing kind of all of their own. So it's not like they're going to be the Craft Worlds kill team, is it? I don't know. Like, something about it just seems kind of odd to me. Are we going to get a separate bespoke Craft Worlds team? I don't want to like disrespect any other teams or whatever, but in terms of like diversity, like you can't really define Craft Worlds, right? There's not a single unit that really defines who they are, right? You can argue that certain things are very, very iconic, like Dire Avengers, right? But what makes them kind of so unique is that they've got all of these crazily different units, right, that specialize, and you can't nail that down with like 10 or 12 models, right? Not in any way that's going to make any sense. And although it would be super cool to have like some kind of crazy elite kill team comprising of like Exarchs from different aspects, like that would be cool, but it's like doesn't make any sense in the lore, right? So like, how do you construct it? They actually did quite a good job, in my opinion, in the compendium with the choices for Craft Worlds, right? Guardians, again, iconic. Having the Dire Avengers there, having the Rangers, but the problem was that they just sucked. So I can't help feeling kind of ever so slightly shortchanged if this is going to be like essentially the bespoke team for Craft World Eldar, because Corsairs aren't Craft Worlders. Like, that's the whole point. They're pirates, and they're just as likely to be Dark Eldar as they are Craft World Eldar. So I don't know. It's a funny one. But that being said, I'm pumped for it. Everyone seems to be like super down on the fact that you know, GW were like hyping up a reveal for Kill Team, and we got like one model, right, and that's it, and we didn't get any information about what's going to be in the box, or, you know. So yeah, I can kind of understand why people feel a bit shortchanged about it, but things have been a bit of a whirlwind when you think about it since this new edition started. We've been getting release after release, and we've been getting new rules in White Dwarf and stuff, and like, I feel like GW have got a lot of love for Kill Team, and they're supporting us really well, and so I think that's kind of cool, and I kind of like the fact that we're going to be drip fed this one. A more comprehensive reveal would have been cool, obviously, but I'm not mad at it. The model looks super dope. is really rad. Like Space Ninja Pirate with a bird. It's pretty cool. Let's not be down. Let's be positive. Let's have some fun with kind of thinking about what it's going to be. Like, what are we going to get? So the other side of the box, what's that going to be? I think it's pretty clear that it's going to be something chaosy, and I hope it is. Like, given the sort of thematic nature of it, it's got to be, right? Glass Half Dead mentioned about cultists, possibility of cultists. Also, I've just watched the Battle Brothers video, and Ben was mentioning about how he'd feel kind of a bit bummed if it was going to be cultists, and I probably, you know, I'd feel the same way, to be honest. I don't think there's any real chance. Like, I think that would make me bummed, right? I don't think there's any chance of that, personally, because of the kind of nature of Corsairs. They're gonna want to balance that with something cool, right? Especially if they're announcing it after they're announcing the Corsairs, right? For them to say, yeah, we're just gonna stick in 14 cultists. No one likes cultists, so I don't think they're going to do that. I think having like 1 or 2 cultists would be cool, but you know that. I know I've just said that they're not the same thing, the Corsairs and the Craftworlders, but the fact that we've had the reveal for Eldritch Omens, and that's going to be Chaos Space Marines and Eldar, I kind of feel like it's going to be some of the same vibe. Yeah, hopefully, like Ben has already said, some kind of an elite form of chaos would be dope. I'm hoping that's what we're going to get, and I do honestly think that's probably the way they're going to go with this one. I'm just interested to see how they're going to spice up this Corsairs team. Like, what models are going to be in there? You know, what's the model count going to be? You know, they're very diverse. You know, every Corsair is like, you know, has their own skill set and whatnot, so it's going to be easy to make a kill team. But the thing we've got to remember is that they also market these teams for 40k as well. So a Corsair's squad, like a Corsair's box, what are they going to do with it and still keep it relevant for 40k? Who knows? I love it. I'm pumped. I mean, I'd be happy with anything remotely Eldarish, to be honest. So, you know, I was always going to be happy about it. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not going to be too long till the next reveal. And hopefully we won't just get another one model. But again, you know, I'm happy with whatever they're going to give us. I just feel grateful that we're being given really cool stuff. And you should be too. Kill Team Starter Set. Finally. I'm pumped for this. Obviously, I'm not going to buy it. This is such a great way for someone to get into the game. It's got its pros and cons, as you'd expect. So my main kind of, it's not a problem with it, but what I don't really understand is why they didn't just package Octarius as the starter box at the beginning, right? Because, and they could have had 2 different like levels, 2 different tiers, like they've done with you know, Command Edition, Elite Edition, and the rest of it with 40k, because the starter set is just, it's 90% of Octarius, right? You're getting your rule book in there, you're getting your guard, you're getting your orcs. The only thing you're not getting is the like really cool terrain. You're getting terrain in there, but you're not getting the cool Octarius terrain. So it seems, that seems a bit weird to me, right? That you would kind of think that they'd package it with different teams, some Necrons and some Intercessors or something, some like simple teams from the compendium, and throw in a mini compendium. You got a like mini core rules book, stick in a mini compendium too. That's the way I would have done it. Like, not that that means anything, but it seems strange that they're doing, you know, 90% of Octarius when they could have just done Octarius as like the starter box from the get-go. That being said, unbelievable value for money. So if you're thinking of getting into Kill Team, it's definitely the way to get into it. The one con to it really is that such a huge part of it, especially if you're into kind of competitive play, is heavy terrain, right? It doesn't have any ruins or heavy terrain in the box, and vantage points and stuff like that. This is a big part of the game that needs to be learned. So you're going to be having to sort of either use your 40k terrain if you have it, or just make do with stuff you got lying around the house, which is fine. It's fine, but that's the one downside is that you're missing a huge chunk of kill team, like from a strategic point of view. So it's something to kind of bear in mind. But man, the value for the set is really, really good. If you like the idea of fielding veteran guardsmen and commandos, then you're going to be saving money buying the box rather than buying the two squads separately, I believe. So, I mean, that's unbelievable. And you're getting your rule book, which is a really handy quick reference. You're getting all your measurement tools, and you're getting, the board and barricades and terrain features and stuff like that. Man, it's banging. So if you're on the fence about starting Kill Team, like now's the time to do it with the starter box. I think that's an excellent investment for getting into it. I just personally would have done it differently. As a starter set, I would have done it exactly as is, perhaps with a couple of other bits of terrain, and then two smaller, like basic compendium teams in there. These sort of teams that are easy to get your head around just to get into the game. The 40k box sets, same thing. The models that came in them, yeah, they're usable, but they're not the strongest things in the game, right? I don't think Kill Team should be about just wanting to play the strongest things. I think it's just about having a laugh with your buddies. So as long as the two teams in there were fairly well matched, I think that's probably a better way of doing it. But that being said, good value for money. Commandos and Veteran Guardsmen are two of the best teams in the game. Very, very diverse. It's just going to take you a little while to get into them, like to learn to play them properly. But that's fine, I'm nitpicking really. As always, I'd like to know your thoughts on this. I'm in this to talk to you guys, right? It's I've had an amazing time, especially over on Instagram, talking to everybody and spreading the love, and it's all worth discussion, because that's why you're here. You're watching me ramble on about nonsense, right? So ramble back. I'd love to listen to you guys. Find out what you think about the reveal, what you think is going to be in the new box, whether you like that, whether you hate that, what you think of the starter box. Are you into 40k and you want to get into Kill Team? Are you already into Kill Team? Just let's get the conversation going. So I've got a couple of speed painting tutorials coming over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do some terrain speed painting, because I know that for a lot of new players, the idea of painting terrain is savage. You just don't want to do it. It's very daunting. But actually, it's one of the easiest things to do. Like, taking it to a high level is quite time consuming and difficult, but to get it looking really good on the table is very, very quick and easy. I think I did my entire Octarius terrain set in like less than 2 hours. So there shouldn't be any excuses. Get it on the table. So hopefully that video will be a good tool for you new players out there. The next one is going to be Custodes. Custodes is one of the most satisfying factions to speed paint, because they look so good, and for honestly like minimum time. I can bash through a Custodian Guard in like half an hour. So thought that might be kind of a handy video to have. Again, if you're kind of daunted about painting your models and you just want to take them to a good tabletop standard quick, then that's going to be the video for you. On that note, I have this nice shiny new box of Custodian Guard, which I'm going to give away. After I do speed painting video, I'll set something up so whoever wins it can have a nice shiny painted Kill Team of Talons. So keep an eye out for that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy this, then please support the Kill Team community. There's so many great content creators out there. making kill team videos. The more buzz we can create around this game, the better in the long run for all of us playing it. So get involved. So that's going to be me. I'm going to go home and rest now because I can feel my COVID nose sealing up. Papa Nurgle has had it in for me this week, so I'm feeling bushed. But thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you in a week or so with some speed painting. Take it easy.